Normal, yeah, it's normal.
But when you look at club as a stated project in terms of building a player trading model, when you look at people like Alfredo Morelos when they were here, they were allowed to leave for nothing. Given the way that Hamza's is playing, that if he keeps on playing this well, the way the eventuality is that he'll be sold. Would it be wise for the fans not to get too attached to Hamza because
No, no, no. They need to be attached because that helps also the players. It gives a lot of energy and confidence. And we're not the only club in the world who works like that or has to work like that. It's the world of football now, and I had it a lot in my old clubs also before. When somebody can make a next step, a higher step, and it's beneficial for and the club and the player, there's no possibility to stop them. I saw Tchouaméni go to Real Madrid or Badiashile to Chelsea or Charles de Ketelaere to AC Milan, or a lot of players in Genk also leaving to bigger clubs. So it's part of the story. I've done it also as a player. So it's normal in football. The other thing is, it's important to know what is the right moment for and the club and the player. That's another thing. So, and those are interesting things. That's going to be something for the future for Hamza. I'm confident about that, but not the near future.
I was going to ask that. I mean, you said in the summer in terms of Jack Butland, he was somebody that the club couldn't think about selling. Does Hamza fall into that category this month?
I think it's important now, if we want consistency, that we're not going to sell players who are performing well. Otherwise, it becomes even more difficult, I think.
His progress is very fast at the moment. Do you see a situation where the club would improve his contract?
Those are things to discuss inside the club, and and that's a good thing now, there's a lot of clarity after this period of 6 months where there was a big vacuum, and I was the only spokesman in the club about things. So there's clarity that this is something for Patrick and Niels to talk about contracts. Of course, I'm involved in those things, and we discuss everything, but that will be on their plates to speak with you guys about those things.
You said Patrick's going to speak to us this week?
It's going to be in, it's not going to take more than 1 week for sure.
Do you think that's important for him to set out the plans for the next 6 months, the next month, so that the fans are aware of?
Of course, it's important that the fans know what the plans of the club are. So Patrick is totally involved in that way, also towards the fans and towards everybody outside of the club also.
In terms of January, he will say what he will say, but are you happy with what you know about January?
That's a difficult question. So every manager wants more, but I'm realistic. So what is possible for the club, I will work really hard to get the best out of that. So that's for a lot of managers in the world like that. There are not many clubs where you can get a blanco checkbook to do whatever you want. It doesn't happen so much. So I know what the situation of the club is. I know what the plan is. I know it's a long-term plan. I engaged myself fully into that, so I'm not going to complain about it.
From what you're saying, the fans shouldn't be getting their hopes up for a big influx.
No, that's a good detour, a very good detour. But like I said, we all want to do our role in the club, so just wait a few days and you will get answers around that.
It is a difficult discussion, obviously, because you have to be realistic, but there's also maybe a disappointment if you don't quite get what you want.
Of course, because I want to win every game and I want to have the best team and I want to have the best squad. It's also a challenge as a manager, not only to buy the best squad, but also to make the best squad. It's even a better challenge than to buy one, although it's also a challenge to spend your money really well. So I went into the challenge to make the best squad with all these people. It's not only me, it's a lot of people in this club, to make the best squad. And that's what we're going for every day. And in moments they've shown, in several moments now the last couple of months, but not consistent enough like I wanted, like it's needed here. So we're pushing that button a lot every day.
I've seen an argument made that this is you've got a starting 11, you've got something close to a competitive starting 11, it's that lack of strength and depth that's holding you back. Is that just a fair issue, do you think?
It's something that's necessary in seasons like now, with that amount of games. We had talks about that, and I don't read everything, but people tell me sometimes things. So there was a lot of fuss about that, about rotation. I explained it's a normal thing, and it's not only a normal thing here. Look at the weekends. Our rivals in this city, how many players they changed towards the weekend before. And they spent 30 million in the summer by players who are not all the time in the starting 11, or by far not. So yeah, it's an important part. We don't have the same checkbook in that way, so we need to work on that way to make this depth better with getting talents in.
Okay.
Or to get players out of our academy to make them better.
Just one thing, Kevin, can I just ask some of the players that fans ask about a lot, Bailey Rice, Clinton and Ciala, can you just update on those two specifically and how their progress is?
In a very positive way. They're both really young. Clinton came in as replacement for John Lee Feko, who was training sometimes with the first team. It was also an opportunity because he was end of contract. And recruitment team, myself and my staff see the potential in him, but he only played academy football until now in Milan. So it's a big step forward also to be competitive with Rangers, but he's taking really good steps the last couple of months, and he's more and more competitive in the squad with the other players, so that's a positive story. Bailey Rice the same, so maybe you get really good information in the club. I don't know, because even Bailey doesn't know this. So maybe you have a lucky shot also. But Bailey will be officially in the dressing room now after the game against Dundee. So that's the plan, things that we discussed this week also about the squad and which people make a next step in their evolution in the club. In that way, Robbie Fraser went also on loan for him to develop himself. We could have kept him and to be egoistic in that way, because you have a European list where you need to have an amount of Scottish players on also. So it was easy to say, no, Robbie stays, because he played also several minutes and did good things for the team, even in different positions. He's somebody with the right mentality, giving everything for the club. But in the next 6 months, with Ritvan and Jefte playing in the way they are playing, it would be difficult for him to get enough minutes to develop further. So that's why we made the decision also that he could go on loan. Although maybe one moment I'm going to regret it along the way, but on the long term, it's the best decision. In that way, Bailey is taking the next step in his project with this club.
Very quick on Gabs.
Just a quick word on your opponents tomorrow night, Dundee. What do you expect? You've beaten them 3 times at home since you last went up to Dens, and that 0-0 draw. What do you expect tomorrow night?
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Tony. He always puts up a team who's very competitive. They adapt to the opponents. They make it really difficult. They're really good in transition. They have a lot of good players also in transition also. 3 front players, really good in that way. With La Cameron also, very good midfielder, creative midfielder with decisive action and the last pass. And a good solid base behind them also. So we know it's going to be a game where you need to break open the wall, see that you don't run in the transitions, and they are also good on set pieces, so we need to take good lessons out of the Hips game to be better in that. Not in structure, but in being competitive in those duels, to win those duels more.
Thanks, guys.